Hello, everybody. Sam Davidson here with MEA Worldwide, and we are inside quarantined. I have a very, very special guest today, Shelby Simmons. You guys might have just seen her on Disney Plus's new film, Stargirl. How are you doing, Shelby?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, first of all, thank you so much for joining us. What have you been doing to keep busy?
Well, I'm really big into art. So I do a lot of drawing and painting, and I'm actually making a comic right now, which is pretty cool.
That's so cool. That's a great way to
Yeah.
spend your time. So I just watched Stargirl. It's a really, really fun, just like uplifting film. Tell me a little bit about the role that you play and how you really related to her.
Well, my character Hillary is um, she's very influential in the sense that, she finds purpose in her physical appearance. That's what she thinks she's best at, is being a leader and showing people like what's the best way to dress, what's the coolest thing to do. So it's she very much leads that way, and I relate to her in the sense that she puts her all into that specific thing, and I do the same with my acting.
And so your character, does, I don't want to say cause a little bit of drama, but, you are one of the people that kind of butts heads with Stargirl herself. So what can you tell us about that, trouble that these two girls have and why they have a hard time understanding each other?
Well, it's sort of like just fundamental differences in like how to go about living. So my character believes firmly in like the social norms because they're what works. So, she's with her popular group, and that's people seem happy in their groups and in her group. So she doesn't really understand the concept of stepping outside of that and trying something different. And then there's also her anonymous good deeds. Well, not my characters, but Stargirl's anonymous good deeds that just don't necessarily help my character's plight.
Absolutely.
And it's really bringing up the question, was it really a good deed is what she was doing?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a selfish thing? Was she doing it for self-gratification, or was it really for the people that she was doing it for?
Absolutely. And so this cast is so fantastic. There's so many amazing young actors in it. What was it like working with everyone? And do you have a, best memory from behind the scenes while working on set?
I actually really, really loved working with everyone. Like, even if we didn't end up being best friends, because, you're not always going to end up being best friends, there was still like that mutual respect of like each other's crafts. And it was really cool. And my favorite behind the scenes was probably, actually, I had like some of the funnest times in the schoolroom and like just hanging out with everybody because they were so goofy. And like our whole schoolroom had like white walls because it was in a trailer. So you could kind of draw on it with like washable marker.
Mm-hmm.
And so we would draw pictures on the wall, and each person's section, we had like our whole little art thing in our section of it and at our seat. And it was cute.
That's so fun. I mean, I'm sure you guys really bonded and had a great time. Everyone is home right now looking for new things to watch. Why do you think Stargirl is a really great thing for people to be watching right now, and how can it uplift them during these times?
Because it's all about caring about other people. And I feel like during this time, like it's important for us to not be selfish and to really think about other people. Like, yeah, you want to go outside and it's tempting and you probably could, but we're in this together, so we have to look out for each other. And Stargirl's very good about it. I mean, her whole essence is being there for other people and caring.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good message to give in that time, is caring about others.
Yeah, I agree. It's very uplifting. Also, you, of course, are in Bunk'd, which is such a huge, huge show. First of all, did you feel like a lot of pressure when you got that role because you had such big shoes to fill?
You know what? No, because I didn't think of it as filling shoes, just because I'm not replacing anybody.
Right.
Like my character comes in and she's just new. Like I wouldn't ever try to replace anybody on the show that used to be there in it. So honestly, I just felt like we were just kind of taking what they gave us, the amazing show that they had created, and just running with that.
Yeah. What do you think this new cast brings to the show that, it didn't have as much of before, or maybe it's something new and different?
You know what? I think that our characters bring a lot more internal conflict.
Hmm.
Like, just as our characters, like my character's whole plight is she's, a very guarded person, but she loves children even though she's not comfortable around them, and she wants to try new things even though it scares her, and she wants to have friends even though she's really harsh and abrasive. Like, that's really cool. And she battles that throughout the whole season, and every other character has something in them that they're working towards to be a better person, and I think that's so cool that our characters are constantly learning and growing.
Yeah. And, the show is obviously for the younger generation, but what do you think that, adults can watch with their kids or, their little cousins and really take from the show?
I think adults can take from the show, maybe patience with children, just in general, because maybe sometimes adults can underestimate our struggles as kids,
Hmm.
and the things that we go through, and the things that mean something to us, even if in the grand scheme of things they may not mean much, but in that very moment, that moment is all we have right now, and that it means a lot to us then. And so I think adults watching the show can really learn that we're willing to talk about things, we're willing to learn, and sometimes we're just figuring it out.
Yeah. And what's your favorite thing about working with these cast members? Have you guys become close behind the scenes because you have so many episodes? I'm sure you guys are literally together 24/7.
All the time, and I love them. They're the sweetest people ever, and they're so much fun, and I love the fact that they're such distinct people. Like, sometimes when you're with people for a long period of time, like, you kind of mesh personality wise. That's why you get your girlfriends and you're kind of all the same. But like, no, like these kids, and these, like, Miranda's not a kid, but like these people, like, they're so cool and uniquely themselves, and it makes it so much fun because it's like a cool dynamic between all of us, and we just kind of add to each other's strengths and weaknesses as friends.
And did you like get any advice from former cast members? Did you like message anyone to just say like, I'm so excited to be doing the show now? Do you have anything that you can like help pump me up or give me advice about?
No, I didn't have anybody's numbers before I got the
Yeah.
role, so there is that. But I don't know, when I got on set, it was kind of comforting having more new people with me, so I wasn't the only new person.
Hmm.
And when I come in, when I have characters and everything, because I have been on shows before.
Right.
I have been like on some regular shows before, so it was more about integrating my character into the show and the flow of the show and everything like that. And I felt like that's something that I needed to figure out on my own.
Absolutely. And so, you obviously have your social media, your followers are growing and growing by the day. Tell me a little bit about what you think the importance of social media is right now and how people can use it, not just for entertainment, but connecting with others.
Um, well, social media right now is absolutely perfect because, I mean, we weren't born to be alone. Like, people aren't born lonely creatures. We're not lonely creatures. So we're meant to be with people. And social media gives us the chance to do that and to connect at each other's struggles, because we're all going through this. There's nobody who's exempt. Like, everybody is struggling through this. And it's so perfect because social media may not always be a good thing, but in this time, it really makes us feel like we're not alone.
Hmm. And so, have you been connecting with fans a lot more the past couple of weeks? Do you have any fun, back and forth conversations with, people that you may never have talked to or met before?
Well, yeah, I do like to, so I don't like DM everybody,
Yeah.
but every now and then I will talk to somebody because they'll say something that interests me or something that really strikes a chord with me, and I'm like, you know what? let's have a conversation about that. And I've been really, really talking with some of them, and there are some people who, like, the virus has hit hard, and there are other places where it hasn't. And it's so interesting to see the difference in like what they have to talk about and their fears and their how they've had to come to terms with certain things, and like, the fear of like loved ones not being around anymore. Some of them have already had to deal with that.
Yeah.
And that is just, it makes it a lot more real, because none of my family members have gone away, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
But other people's has, and it's hard to think about that. So when you have somebody who's like, yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And yeah, it's definitely a great time to spread positivity, that kind of thing. Have you been doing any TikToks or binging any TV shows? Like, what have you, besides art, of course, or are you just really like into your art right now?
well, actually, no, I'm a huge movie buff and TV, and I really I really like anime. It's like one of my favorite things. And I'm currently watching this anime show that's so cool, and it's called Violet Evergarden. And it's just like it's the most beautiful looking and the coolest story like that I've ever seen yet. It's one of my favorite anime. And my acting teacher actually gave me and my tribe this really long list of movies to watch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, girls. But so yeah, I've been trying to get through that list also.
Wow, that's amazing. Well, thank you so, so much for joining us. And everyone, please make sure to tune in to Disney Plus to watch Stargirl. And you can also be going to watch Bunk'd right now, too. All the episodes are online.
Whoop whoop.
Awesome. Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, Shelby. We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.